In 1993, in the busy center of Toronto, there was a successful lawyer named Gary Hoy. He worked in a large law firm called Holden Day Wilson. His office was on the 24th floor of the Toronto Dominion Center, one of the tall glass buildings in the city. Gary was not a careless man. In fact, people who knew him said he was intelligent, hardworking, and very good at his job. Before becoming a lawyer, he had even studied engineering. He understood buildings, materials, and structures better than most people. But sometimes, knowing a lot can be dangerous if it makes a person too confident. Gary had one unusual habit. When young law students visited the office, he liked to show them how strong the windows were. The windows in the building were made of very strong glass. They looked thin and elegant, but they were designed to be safe. To impress the students, Gary would run at a window and hit it with his body. Every time before, the glass had held. He would bounce back, the students would be shocked, and then everyone would laugh with relief. It became his little performance, a strange office trick, a way to say, "Look how safe this building is. Look how strong these windows are." On the 9th of July, 1993, a group of young law students came to visit the firm. They were probably nervous and excited. They were hoping to see the world of successful lawyers from the inside. They saw expensive offices, serious people, and a beautiful view of Toronto from high above the street. Then Gary decided to do his famous demonstration again. He wanted to show them that the windows were unbreakable. He took a few steps back. The students watched. Some of them may have smiled thinking it was a joke. Others may have felt uncomfortable. After all, the office was on the 24th floor. Gary ran forward and threw his body against the glass. The glass did not break. For a moment, it seemed that the trick had worked again. The students had seen the strength of the window. Gary had proved his point. But then he tried again. This time, the glass still did not break. The problem was not the glass. The problem was the frame. The whole window came out of the wall. In one terrible second, the window and Gary fell out of the building together. He fell 24 floors and died. The story became famous because of its terrible irony. Gary had wanted to prove that the window was safe. In a way, he was right. The glass itself did not break, but he had forgotten something important. A system is only as strong as all its parts. The glass may be strong, but the frame, the wall, and the fastenings also matter. Later, experts explained that office windows are not designed for people to throw themselves against them again and again. A building can meet safety standards and still not be safe for foolish tests. Gary Hoy's death was accidental, but it became one of the most famous unusual accidents of the 1990s. It was later included in the Darwin Awards, which are given to people who die or lose the ability to have children because of extremely poor decisions. But behind the dark humor, there is a serious lesson. Gary Hoy was not a stupid man. He was educated, successful, and respected. That is what makes the story so powerful. It reminds us that intelligence does not always protect us from overconfidence. Many dangerous moments begin with the words, "I've done this before. I've driven this road 100 times. I've climbed this ladder many times. I've used this machine for years. I know what I'm doing." Most of the time, nothing happens. And because nothing happens, people start to believe that nothing ever will happen. But safety is not magic. It is not a promise that the world gives us forever. Safety depends on respect. Respect for height, speed, tools, machines, buildings, weather, and simple rules. Gary Hoy's story is shocking, but it is also deeply human. He wanted to impress people. He wanted to make a strong point. He trusted his experience. He trusted the glass. And for a few seconds, he forgot the danger. That small moment of overconfidence cost him his life. So perhaps the real lesson is simple. Being brave is not the same as being careless. Being smart is not the same as being safe. And if you want to prove that something is strong, do not use your own body as the test.
If you found this video helpful or enjoyable, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss future stories.